So, I've seen a fair few videos of these where people are doing unboxing and basically haven't used it much. So, this is mine. This is added, just a bit of leather strap, hold it on your leg. I've used this to chop Christ knows how much, but it has done the job. It's, as you can see, not mirror polished anymore. That has worn, been taken off, but it still cuts. It is still very sharp. It is an actual down under. There is no chipping on the blade, no chipping on the edge. Still got a good sharpness. And yeah, it works very, very well. It is incredibly heavy. To be fair, it's heavy on the belt and it's very heavy in the hand. It's nicely balanced to use, but yeah, it's the newer sheath that it comes with, which, to be honest, I'm not a fan of. I think the sheath looks a bit tacky, to be fair, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, you're not paying for the sheath, are you? You're paying for the knife. The steel's good, decent steel on it. I've actually used this when I've been out and it's done the job pretty reasonably. It has got a couple of little nicks in it. Basically, I've let friends use it and they've kind of got the angle wrong and put a little ding in it here and there. But overall, it's held up pretty well. Can't grumble. You know, it's a bloody expensive knife, but it does the job that you want it for. The only thing I've not done with it is battening, but obviously if you're going to batten, it's not really built for that. It's got a rat-tang pommel, so if you're going to batten, bear that in mind. Adjust your grip on it and it will work. But in saying that, being as you've got this chunk here which drastically thins out. I mean, if you're going to batten, you want a surface like that. You don't really want a surface like that. You're just going to end up cutting whatever it is you're battening. But it works. I didn't buy it as a wall hanger. I don't like ornamental knives. I bought it to use, and I've used it. I've chopped pallets up with this. I've chopped firewood up with this. I've split branches and kindling with it. Cleared vines, cleared a hedge, and it's done everything absolutely fine. It's done everything that my machete used to do. Perfectly fine. It'll whittle if you're incredibly careful and you have the wrist of a 14-year-old boy who watches far too much porn up, then yep, it'll whittle. Really, you want a smaller knife. But yeah, it works. Was it worth the money? Yes, because that's the only way you're going to own one, or find someone who's daft enough to get rid of it for next to nothing. One of the things I would say is the brass will colour on it, unless you want to be polishing it all the time. But I'm not worried if the brass is a little bit grubby. It's a working knife. As I said, not a wall hanger. So there you go. As I said, don't like the sheath. I think the sheath could have been better designed with a leg strap built into it, or similar. Obviously I took the little plasticky bone bits off. Mine I've just left it on the freezer, grabbing it and pulling it out rather than trying to fumble around with this tiny little bit. Yeah, it works, it cuts, it's lovely. I've spent money on multi-tools and been bitterly disappointed. I've spent money on other knives and again been disappointed, but this has done whatever I've thrown at it and what I've asked it to, you know. Battening, as I said, I don't see the point of battening. If you need a batten, have an axe. You know, I normally take this and an axe, and I've got a knife on I've got a Leatherman, so I use a blade on that for any tiny little small finicky detail stuff. Otherwise it's this, you know, it'll butcher, it'll cut. It's still very, very sharp. It's not hair popping sharp, but it is very sharp. But I could put a hair popping edge on it easy enough, but when you're using it, it doesn't need to be that sharp. So yeah, there's my thoughts. If you want one, get one. If you don't want one, don't get one. But I do survive. This has had everything thrown at it for about 6-7 months now, and it said it's lost the mirror finish, so if that's important, don't get it to use, because it won't keep it. But yeah, alright for what it is. There you go. Enjoy.